Ray Nitschke?
Schopenhauer. No, Frederick. He hasn't read any Ray Nietzsche at all.
Ray Nitschke, the
Yeah, I
linebacker
don't
for
think he ever.
the Green Bay Packers.
I don't know that he ever wrote anything. He and Bill Lambier wrote a book together. It was called. It's called My Psychedelic Trip with TBI.
Oh, I don't know why I thought IBS. I don't know what else.
Well, whatever. My Psychedelic Trip with IBS. You guys were shitting on each other.
Imagine having IBS and going through a psychedelic haze.
It would be a shitty experience.
Yes.
Okay.
Come here! Let's go, give me a flipper!
Okay, so flag football.
Oh, yeah, that's what we're here for.
All right. Welcome to Amateur Hour, episode 69 now.
Again? Isn't that what it was last time?
I think it was 64 last time, so it's definitely 69 this time.
Yeah.
At least I wish it were.
Yeah. That's what the men's restroom is for.
Yeah, at Terrell Park.
Or Buffalo Wild Wings, which is
Yeah.
where we are on location.
Hey, that was a good segue.
Hey, I know.
Yeah.
I'm getting
Yes.
better at this.
We are here live and recorded at Buffalo Wild Wings on location.
The music is loud today.
The music is loud, the folk are happy, and the wings were average.
And there was a very, very drunk man in the bathroom earlier. Could not hold himself up, standing at the urinal.
That'll happen.
I have noticed his next beer is totally gone as well. So
He's eating a wing. They'll sober you up.
hopefully that lady next to him is taking him home.
Yes. You painted quite a picture.
So did he. So did he.
So, the last time we did one of these, we were after week 1, so we'll go over weeks 2, 3, 4, and 5
Look at that.
and kind of hit the high spots. But otherwise, if there's no high spot in the game, then I'll just read the score off.
Yeah. I don't remember any of these games, so.
Well, I might remember some.
Okay.
Now, the Showstoppers and the squad I remember because Showstoppers started this week 2 from March 7th. Showstoppers and squad were the first game, and I remember this game because the Showstoppers showed up with, I think, 6 people or 7.
Again.
They had an injury, and the squad ended up winning 48-40, which was a big upset. And then the next game was extremely controversial because TakeOver played the Jack Boys, and the first 8 points of that game were scored how?
By the time runoff because the Jack Boys did not show up on time as usual. And so that 8 points they got for the first minute of time that ran off the clock end up being the difference with a 32-31 victory.
There was one guy on their team who was there who would have made their 6th person. That was talking to someone on the sidelines instead of getting on the field.
Yep.
Labrie was yelling at him, trying to get him on the field, and he wouldn't get on the field. I don't know what he was doing, but it cost him 8 points just because he was talking to somebody. And that would be extremely frustrating to me if I were part of that team. So, TakeOver ended up winning 32-31, so obviously that 8 points really made a difference.
And since then, the Jack Boys have refused to show up.
Yes, they haven't been here since. The Herd beat Suicide Boys 28-0 in the 1 p.m. game. There's really nothing to report there. Ghost lost to Expendables 34-28 in the 2 p.m. game, which is good for the Expendables because Ghost, I think, even throughout the rest of what I'm reading, hasn't lost another game.
Yeah, that's Ghost only loss so far.
Yeah. So week 3, we only had 2 games because we had some scheduling issues with people playing tournaments in out-of-town places. So on the 14th of March, you had the squad playing Expendables. Expendables won that 24-14. And then Ghost beat Suicide Boys 36-12.
I don't remember much from that week. Actually, I think I was gone most because we didn't play. I think we played a scrimmage, and
Right.
then so I actually don't remember anything from that week at all.
I remember the squad Expendables game. I mean, Trey Green's showing up pretty consistently for the Expendables, and they have a much better system than the squad. Everybody knows their roles really well,
Yeah.
and it was just kind of evident.
Expendables are the most improved team. But
Yeah.
next to the squad are also very improved. So those two are the most improved teams.
The Expendables just have a quarterback, and it's just hard to find. I mean,
Yeah. That
like-
cannot be understated how good having a good quarterback is.
like I'll say this about the squad. You know, I know David plays quarterback for them a lot, but really, they don't have any more options. I mean, EJ played last week, and we'll get into that in a minute. But I just
Imagine David Dixon not just playing a receiver. Imagine him playing a swing position like me,
Oh,
catching a pass in the flat and then just running past people
he would score.
almost every time.
Yeah, he would at least get. I mean,
Yeah,
guy's so
but,
fast.
But
He's
he plays
so
at
good.
quarterback, and you can sort of contain a quarterback if you just play your rush normal. You
Yeah.
can keep him. He didn't score against us at all, and
Yeah.
because you can contain that. Even though he's a supreme athlete, he's better. He's the best athlete out there, I think.
Yeah.
You can contain that at quarterback, but if you put him out on an island or put him in the backfield where the ball has to get to him, it's hard to shut that down if you're that good of an athlete. So he's not used the best way he could be used on that team.
No, and the thing right now is, I don't know who else they would even put at quarterback.
And
I
that's the
just-
problem.
I mean,
there's
not anybody there that can do that
Yeah.
position. But anyway, week 4 we actually had 5 games. Well, it's supposed to be 5 games.
Yeah.
The 11 a.m. game, the Showstoppers beat the Herd 27-7. I mean, I played in that game, so I know what happened. We were tied at halftime, 7-7, and the Showstoppers really demonstrated how much more experience they had in the second half.
And the thing I took away from this is this has been the only game the entire year that the Showstoppers had enough people to play a real game.
Yeah, right. Thanks, Walt.
And I've noticed that when they play the Herd, they'll bring everybody because they know it's a game they can win and they want to have fun and it's fun to beat the Herd because that's what they want to do. So everybody can show up for that game.
Yeah.
But when they've played Ghost or whoever else, the squad and whatever, even in the first game they lost to the Expendables, nobody showed up. But when they play the Herd, they'll bring people out then because, hey, we can win that game. But now they're,
Well, did they show up to play? No, have they played the Suicide Boys yet?
they will. They'll play them next week, so they'll have
Like
15
18 people there?
Yeah. The next game, they did play the next game against Takeover, and Takeover's better than them, and they beat them. But they had enough people to play that one because they were there from the first game. So
Takeover won that second game, 38-18.
yes.
Third game, Takeover beat the Squad, 39-20, and then the 2 p.m. game, Expendables beat Suicide Boys, 38-8. Jack Boys forfeited against Ghost, who was even more there than Jack Boys, even though you couldn't see him.
Yeah, they were all there, and I felt kind of bad because they were all there ready to play, and there was nobody that could play them. So
That's a shame, you know.
Yeah. I want everybody to get a game in at least each week.
So then week 5, last week, the 28th of March, the Herd beat the Squad 20-18. That was a really fun game to me. I thought our younger guys did great.
I mean, what do we have? 7 kids that are under 16 years old.
They're going into high school.
Yeah, and they are getting better every week. They
are.
I mean, this is their 4th game to play, and we played a team that athletically was probably better than us, and they held on for a win that was impressive. And the kids were making plays. That wasn't just the 4 or 5 adults out there making all the plays. The kids are out there making plays, and
yeah,
it's fun. It's so much more fun to see that and win a game when you're doing it.
Well, I was proud of them because they really were good sportsmen. They played the right way. They had good attitudes. And I'll say this about the squad. Those guys could not have been nicer.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it because I know that when you have new football players, like these kids, they're all pretty new to it. They flag guard and they step on your toe and they do everything else.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated the squad, David Dixon, Rob Hawkins, Jacoby Dumas, and all those guys being nice to them because I know that they probably did stuff that was annoying sometimes.
Yeah.
Just because they haven't played and you're like not used to having people hanging on you. So I do appreciate them being nice to
Yeah.
them because
And-
we want the next generation to be able to play and have
Exactly.
fun.
And what I've noticed, these kids, they're not complaining about playing time or not getting the ball enough. We have people out there that adults that if they haven't got the ball in the first 10 plays or 5 plays, they want to quit and go home.
Oh, yeah.
So
You're
I mean,
right.
it's fun that they're not. They're used to playing all the time. They're on their teams. They're out there playing every down, and they want every ball and everything. And they're not. They're being team players, which is fun to see. So I'm enjoying them being out there.
Well, one of them complained about not having enough money to buy ostrich quill cowboy boots for a formal, but that wasn't football related. I won't mention names.
He had to go to a recital, and he needed those.
No, he didn't have to go to Chubb's recital. Inside joke, sorry. All right, then the 12 p.m. game, Takeover played Expendables, which was a good game for a while. I mean, JC, I think you and I talked about this when we were in the booth. JC Doucette, to me, has figured out flag football. Like,
He has it down. Yes.
for what he does and the people he has around him, he's figured it out. That's all right. There are some people that work here at the Buffalo Wild Wings that are less able to traverse.
I wouldn't blame that on her. The person she had to go around was pushed way out. So
Well, that's a double trouble.
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So JC, though, has figured out flag football. I mean, he gets like 17 yards back to take a snap, which looks silly. But he has a lot of confidence in what he's about to do, and he throws interceptions sometimes, but it's like not a big deal
Yeah.
because they have playmakers like D'Anthony Limbrick. Who are some of their other playmakers? I keep getting. I thought about D'Anthony because he's so fast when he gets football.
Yeah.
And he's so fast when he's a rusher. And they just do all these main things really well. Like they rush the quarterback well.
Yeah.
They score when they need to score, and it's just
Think about it. For him to throw, say he wants to throw a 20-yard pass, he
Yeah.
has to throw it 50 yards basically. If it's
Yes.
to a sideline, because he's so far back, but the ball doesn't lose its zip. It gets to where it has to, even though he's throwing it twice as far as he really has to.
yeah,
Like,
it's amazing. And it's like I said, I think JC has figured out flag football as far as the way we play it in our league.
he's the ugliest guy out there, but
Yeah, JC's so ugly. Just joking, JC. You're one of the most handsome men I've ever seen. Okay, so it's somewhere in between. All right.
yeah, okay. That's not true.
All right, 1 p.m. game. Jack Board's forfeit again. Suicide Boys got a win.
Got to win. Look at that.
Congratulations, Aaron Ward.
That's all Aaron Ward's doing.
The 2 p.m. game, unfortunately, the Showstoppers again didn't have enough people to muster a game
weird.
that counted.
Weird.
But they did have enough to avoid a forfeit, so Ghost got a win and the Showstoppers got a loss. And that is what has happened so far in this league.
Well, let's go over the rankings right now. In 8th
Okay.
place, the Jack Boys are 0-4 with 3 forfeits. Looks like that's going to continue.
Yeah, I would think so.
The Suicide Boys are in 7th at 1-4. The Showstoppers are in 6th at 1-4, which is weird because they have a bunch of losses. I don't know.
I got to tell you, dude,
They
they're a person away from having a forfeit in a couple of those games.
Yeah, if I wouldn't have helped play with them in the first game, they would have forfeited. No, no. Hell, if they don't show up in the next week and the Suicide Boys get the win, they're going to be ahead of them. The Showstoppers will be out of the playoffs.
That's true.
The 5th spot is Showstoppers are in 6th at 1-4. The Squad is at the 5 spot at 2-3. The Herd is in 4th at 2-2. Ghost is 3rd at 4-1. The Expendables are 2nd at 4-1 because they should have. Do they have a head-to-head win over them?
Yeah.
Yes, they have the head-to-head to win over them in week 2, and then Takeover is number 1 at 5-0. But
There you
there
go.
haven't been. I think of the top 3 teams,
I think
you're looking at anybody could win this right now.
Yeah, I think if you
Takeover's
got,
really good. They have the best overall team, I think.
They do. I think if you got the right combination of Expendables, they could beat Takeover. I think if you got the right combination of that of Ghost, they could beat them. Especially if Takeover doesn't have, somebody didn't show up. I mean,
Yeah, that's all it takes.
there, it always hinges on just a few people that on your team. Like, I know JC will be there every week. I would hope at least. But if you miss one of your key people, let's say Herm doesn't show up because Herm's the center, and you have to snap that ball like 15, 17 yards.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. It could be a big difference. And the Expendables, what they have going for them is they have kind of backups to backups, I guess, because if Trey Green doesn't show up, Andrew Allen can step in at quarterback.
Yeah.
If one of their receivers doesn't show up, they have another guy that's similar, can still catch a pass. Now, there is only one Josh Hall. No one can have the energy level of Josh Hall. So I can't throw a Josh Hall replacement there. And also, no one can replace Darren Wilkerson because he is
Silky Wilkerson.
Silky Wilkerson. But everybody else, well, except Rob Gerard, you know what? They're all irreplaceable to me. They're very deep in my heart.
Good. He loves that team so much.
Yep, they are my favorite team, even counting my team.
Your child is on your team, and you don't even like that as those guys better.
I don't want them to win. But that's how the league's going so far. I really hope you guys are having fun with it. It's been nice to be back.
It's playing a full season is so much more fun than our COVID BCS stuff we did. Even though those were fun, little weekend tournaments. I love a season more because you can build up over a season.
Well, and I'm even thinking this is kind of far down the road. I was thinking about every year doing a Jingle Bell Bowl for free for anybody that wants to play because, we end up sometimes having a little bit of money left over that we could legitimately put on another tournament for free. And I liked the Christmas tree. I thought that was pretty fun. And everyone was really happy. So maybe at the end of this year we'll do a for free Jingle Bell Bowl, but the other bowls are going away.
Maybe we can, I'm just saying this off the top of my head, maybe we can combine it with the first responders thing. Do them both on the same time.
You know what? That sounds like a fine idea.
Have the Jingle Bell Bowl and First Responders Winter Tournament. Have them both at the same time, but they don't compete against each other.
It's the same thing. Yeah, I got you. Folks, you're getting a behind the scenes look at how decisions are made. Now all we need to do is talk to Walt, the guy who actually makes decisions.
Yeah, don't mind the man behind the curtain.
Yeah. That's all I have. Do you have anything else?
No, I think we're not all playing next week. Easter is upon us, so we will not be playing next week. See you again on the 11th of April.
Yes, and if you'd like to stick around, there's a hot new sport that we kind of have a preview for. They sent us an advertisement in the mail from China.
Hot new sport? What could you be talking about, Cody?
Well, it's sport ball, the sport game.
Really? I can't wait to see this.
Oh, it's great. It's there to compete with other local things.
You mean like some shitty kickball league?
Yes, it will compete with all the shitty kickball leagues around.
And like another flag football league of 4 teams or some such?
Now, I don't want to throw shade or anything, although I think Pop beat Greasy Uncle's barbecue team or something last week. There's no scores. I don't know. I want to have something funny to say, but I can't. There's so little I can learn other than there are 4 teams, and I have a weird suspicion that it's 4 teams that are all the same
people.
Guy.
Do you remember those shitty videos of the Tough League?
Tough
Like
League.
it just stopped. Did it even have a winner? Did it just stop after all the money was gathered? They just stopped showing up.
Well, I mean,
if you win this, you're gonna go to the NFL Flag Football League Championship. I guarantee it.
Just joking. Really, really, there are no winners. We're just doing this for the community. I wonder who that money went to. Did we ever figure that out?
Johnny LaCourte? Did it go to Johnny LaCourte?
No, Johnny LaCourte almost came down here and I don't know, brought some kind of
he came down from New York in his jet and said, "No way, sir."
I bet Johnny LaCourte was talking to me from his mom's patio. It's like, "Mom, I'm real important. This guy from Texas called."
Yeah, this league thinks they're better than us, Mom.
But really, I mean, I know that it's petty of me to talk about another flag football league. Yeah, if any of you remember signing up or playing in the tough league, the things you were promised and the things you were given, just remember that. Like, we don't promise you a bunch of stuff. We just do stuff. We put your games on YouTube, and we give you championship belts and shirts.
And if you think those championship belts aren't anything, those are expensive and those are legit.
They are.
That's a trophy.
That's a $270 thing. And then, you have videos on YouTube of yourself playing flag football every single game, every single time. And we have digital football cards and highlight videos. I mean, I'm not trying to say that we're just the best thing ever, but when you have people telling you that you can win $1 million, please think for just a second. It's not real. They're lying to you. I mean, people want your money. The only reason we want your money is because we want the league to keep going, and it costs money to rent that field, with the scoreboard, and to pay for all the stuff that we do. We don't take any money.
The scoreboard's been having some issues.
Well, maybe we'll get you a discount for all
we
that.
have to pay more money on that because we got to get that thing fixed.
I just, I hate to see good people get taken advantage of. And when the tough league was going, I just felt like a lot of people were wasting money on this promise of something that was never going to be. So just keep that in mind for future reference. We've never lied to you about any of this stuff. I know we're boring and I know we're assholes when we adhere to rules, but we do provide you with a good flag football experience with the best referees you're ever going to find around here. And Sean is probably the best referee you'll find anywhere.
And I don't care what DT says or anybody. Sean knows
Sean's
what he's doing.
referee.
He takes control. He makes his calls, and he sticks with it. And he's not going to – he does his job the way it needs to be done. When on the field, even if you think he made a bad call, he still made his call and stuck with it, and he's going to stick with it. He's the head referee out there. He's the guy.
Yeah.
There are going to be missed calls out there. I've yelled at. Sure, thank you. I've yelled at him. I've yelled at the other ref, no matter if it's Rob or Walt or whatever. People have yelled at me as I've ref. It happens, but whatever call happens is going to stand. It's just don't take it like it's personal. Like he missed a call because it's you. He missed a call because it's hard to call everything. If you could throw a flag on every single play out there.
Yeah, and you can't see every single play out there.
Boy, we went off on a tangent, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
We ended the segment
That's okay.
like 6 minutes ago, and we just kept on.
It needed to be said.
It's frustrating because, like I said, Sean does not have a bias. Everybody's hitting that tape. Well, look what they got to get around. Sean doesn't care who wins or loses. He does not care.
No, Sean is the best flag football referee I've ever seen.
Yes.
And, I've played softball at the Beaumont Complex and other places, and I've played other recreational sports at other places. Nobody does as good a job as he does, and it's so personable and easy to deal with. And, I mean, the dude is my favorite referee I've ever seen.
Yes.
So,
when we asked him and he decided to come over, it was a breath of fresh air because we knew we had somebody that was going to he asked us, what are the rules that y'all play by? I want to know them. I want to know what's going on so I can call everything correctly. I don't want to have to just go there and guess. He wanted to know, and he came out there, and from day one, he said, well, what about this and this and this? Because he read over our rule book and knew what was going to be called, what needed to be called, and made sure he was going to call the right thing each play. So he didn't just come out and said, I'm taking your money, I'm just going to stand here and blow a whistle. He took the time to learn everything and know what to do. And every week, he's the guy in control out there. I don't care who runs the league. He's in control every week.
You're right. Anything else?
No. I love Sean.
I do
he does
too.
A good job.
Sean's the best, and you guys have a fantastic day. And I hope to see you, I guess, 2 Sundays from now or 1 Sunday from now. I don't know how to say that.
On the 11th of April.
On the 11th of April, I will be there, and Troy will be there. Or no,
I
he
will
won't
not
be
be
there,
there.
but I'll be there, and I hope to see you guys there. And Troy, go ahead.
Good luck.
Adults, tell the kids to get the f*** out of the room and listen up. Here's to introduce the new adult sport ball sport game Sport. The most controversial recreational sport you'll ever play. Are you out of room on the back of your vehicle for bumper stickers that say things that you feel about society? Adult sport ball game is for you. Time to take those sport balls and come out to the local park. We'll mark the field and have a referee there to make sure that the penalties are called precisely and incorrectly. If you wear a mask, 14-yard penalty, second down. That's right, the wearing of any facial covering will cause a second down because of a 14-yard penalty. You will never repeat the down, we only see the future, never the past. Hypocrisy, 10 points. Cogent arguments based on facts, 5-yard penalty, fourth down. In sport ball sport, the playing field will be 10 yards wide, 60 yards long. The end zone will be 70 yards wide and 4 yards deep. Scoring in sport ball sport is very simple. You simply throw it to the 60-yard wide touchdown from the 10-yard alley field and score. Sometimes 2 points, sometimes 7, sometimes negative points.
You choose your point total. Step off the field, you're gone. Play imaginary sport ball.
Imaginary sport ball also played. Play it in your brain. Play it right now. Think of anything and you're playing imaginary sport ball.
The field is shaped however you want it to be.
That's right, it's Football Game Sport. From the makers of Sport Ball and Imaginary Sport Ball and COVID Sport Ball. Still killing folk. Storm the Capitol. Cause insurrection. Do you receive Q drops? Adult Sport Ball Sport Game is for you. Are you tired of regular sports with their rules? Come play Sport Ball Sport Game. The game where rules do count, but what counts the most is the absence of rules.
As opposed to extreme football, where the rules change daily, the rules here don't matter at all.
If Sport Ball Sport Game goes into overtime, handsomest team captain goes first. To die. Have you ever played Chutes and Ladders with your kid and the kid doesn't know how to play Chutes and Ladders? Sport Ball Sport Game's just like that, except with adults who are drunk. Do you have tattoos that are covered up by other tattoos which are covered up by finally more tattoos? We could use you at Adult Sport Ball Sport Game. Do you still use Craigslist? Adult Sport Ball Sport Game. When 4 DWIs are not enough, Adult Sport Ball Sport Game. Do you have a resting BAC of .06 or more? Sport Ball Sport Game is definitely for you. Have you ever been to a neighbor's house and said, "Fuck you, get the fuck out of here"? Sport Ball Adult Sport Ball Sport Game is for you. Do you use the word irregardless? Adult Sport Ball Sport Game is for you. Check out these fine testimonials from Adult Sport Ball Sport Game participants. This is United States Representative from Florida, Matt Gaetz. When I'm not transporting 17-year-olds across state lines, definitely not to have sex with them, I love playing Adult Sport Ball Sport Game. This is Deshaun Watson, but I'm not getting weird massages that are definitely involving my butthole. I love Adult Sport Ball Sport Game. Hey guys, this is Jesse Smollett. Adult Sport Ball Sport Game is a lot more real than anything I've ever said in the media. This is Hillary Clinton. When I'm not draining children of their blood to make adrenochrome and then feasting on their corpses, I love playing Adult Sport Ball Sport Game. Hey dudes, this is the Q Shaman. Nothing got me in better shape for storming the Capitol than playing Sport Ball Sport Game. Rock on, rockers! This is the ghost of Harambe the gorilla that they shot that time. I've never played Adult Sport Ball Sport Game, but it seems cool. And just to be fair, here are 2 anti-testimonials about Sport Ball Sport Game. Yeah, this is Greg from Lumberton. I tried Adult Sport Ball Sport Game, but I didn't understand the Vaseline and roller skates. That was weird. Hello, this is Oprah from television. This all sounds very stupid. Adult Sport Ball Sport Game. Sign up today at hydroxychloroquine.org.
Sport Ball League will not provide Vaseline or roller skates.